Some children don't make noise. They don't cry loudly. They don't ask too many questions. And people think that means they're easy kids. But what no one sees is this. Inside them, everything is loud. They just learned very early that silence keeps the peace. And peace felt like survival. If you were a quiet child, you probably heard things like, "They're so mature for their age. They never cause trouble. They're so well behaved." But no one ever asked the real question. Why did a child need to be mature so early? Because the truth is, you weren't born quiet. You were trained to be quiet. Maybe, when you spoke, someone exploded. When you cried, you were told to stop. When you expressed yourself, no one listened. So your young nervous system made a decision. Speaking is dangerous. And silence became your armor. This isn't a conscious choice. It's survival. A child makes a silent deal with life. If I don't ask for too much, if I don't make things harder, if I stay small, maybe I won't be abandoned. And slowly, the child starts disappearing. Not physically, emotionally. They learn to swallow their feelings, read the room before speaking, adapt their personality to whoever is present. They become the emotional weather app of the house, always scanning, always adjusting, always bracing. When a child grows up in an unsafe emotional environment, their nervous system never fully relaxes. This is called hypervigilance. You grow up, startled by sudden sounds, reading facial expressions instantly, rehearsing every sentence before saying it. You learn one core rule: mistakes are not allowed. And slowly, your brain rewires itself. Silence equals safety. Expression equals risk. That's why, even today, you hesitate before speaking in meetings. You downplay your needs in relationships. You replay conversations later thinking, "Why didn't I say something?" You're not a child anymore, but your body doesn't know that. So you over-explain yourself. Feel guilty for setting boundaries. Avoid confrontation at all costs. Because to your nervous system, conflict feels like abandonment. Somewhere deep inside, you still believe, if I say too much, if I take up space, I might be left. So you adapt. You accommodate. You stay quiet. And people say, "You're so easygoing." They don't see the truth. You're not easygoing. You're self-erasing. The hardest part is this. You don't even realize what you lost. You lost your voice, your spontaneity, your sense of safety in being fully yourself. You didn't laugh too loudly. You didn't cry freely. You didn't speak without calculating the cost. Because once upon a time, those things weren't safe. And now, as an adult, you feel exhausted, disconnected, tired for no obvious reason, and you can't explain why. Healing doesn't mean you suddenly become outspoken. Healing means choice. You can be quiet because you want to be, and you can speak without fear, guilt, or panic. Healing begins the moment you tell your inner child, "You don't have to stay silent anymore. I'm here now." You are no longer trapped in the environment that taught you to disappear. That quiet child was never weak. They were intelligent. They were adaptive. They were trying to survive. But now, they deserve to be heard, to be seen, to be validated by you, because silence protected you once. But now, your voice is what sets you free. You weren't quiet because you were too little. You were quiet because the world was too loud. But now, you're safe. And now, you're allowed to speak.